Hi, today is another session, so I'm waiting for the students, but I have been waiting about 15 minutes, but they are not connected. So uh, I'm just going to wait about 10 minutes, and if they don't appear, of course, I'm going to record all the instructions and all the idea about the class and how to develop it for the next session that is tomorrow. So let's wait. So according to the guide, the students have not appeared. So I will record our session from today according to the final speaking exam. And this session is for explaining them. And I will make a little summary and explanation for the students. So the idea that they could develop it in the next class and they must show me the product about it. So this speaking exam is to measure the competence about the practical speaking with some activities and also to develop some exercises in order to improve the listening skills to the students. The topics are giving information about me, dictation, speaking imitation, and also modal verbs. And the student must answer some questions about spoken answers. So this learning strategy is based on TBA, task-based approach, and the students has to develop some exercises using the resources as Vocaroo and some video links on YouTube. The idea is that this material must support all the individual activities and also they have to make a self-monitoring and co-evaluation made by me about the project they have to develop and upload to my personal email. So these are the instructions and the guide about this final exam activity. Yes, as an explanation in the item activities, the first activity the student must record an audio file with the tool Vocabulary and give the following information. Yes, the students have to make a little summary and introduction about themselves, where they have to say the names, the last name, place of living, age, hobbies, program, semester, family, and favorite color, actor, food, and music. Of course, there is a little description about this activity in the item of the activity number one. So this is a little summary, and I've got to this information in order to recognize who the student is developing this activity. And the question number two, according to the audio link found in the annexed files that is below, the students must write a test, a transcript about the speech they hear. The student must listen carefully in order to write the speech and listen it as many times as possible. Yes, they have to go to the link that is below in YouTube and they have to listen to the audio as many times as they need it and they have to write a transcript about it. At the question number three, yes, at the activity number three, the students must listen and watch a video file that is of course in the below annexed files and record with their own voice according to the audio listened, and they must develop this activity speaking as similar as they hear, yes, trying to imitate the speaking intonation and volume changes. For example, is the audio says I was in my house, they don't have to read it in the recording I was in my house. No, they have to do it of course as the same way as you listen the voice and the speech. Yes, you have to say I was in my house. Yes, imitating the intonation and the volume changes that the narrator says. And the question number four, based on the test link is below. The student must answer some question in a spoken way. The student can find the test on the next files. The answers must be recorded using the predefined tool in the next. There is a test. There are some spoken questions in the link Vocabulary below. It is assigned with the audio spoken questions activity 4, and they have to answer those spoken questions according to the test. And in the question number 5, in the point number 5, the student must write an opinion according to the developing of this activity. Yes, it's a little reflection that it must contain 100 words, and they have to make a little auto reflection when they were developing this activity. As a conclusion, for example, they can say all the difficulties, the strengths, and how did they feel when they were developing this activity, this exam. As a project, the student must upload in my personal email a Word document with the activities developed It must contain the name, the code, the tour, the university, the SIAD, and the date. Yes, they have to send me this Word document to my personal email, and my personal email is also write it in this space, and I will give them by Skype or by WhatsApp. So, and the idea is that the student make a plan for developing this individual exam, speaking exam, is because they have to follow all the instructions, and the idea is that I can measure all the developing of this activity with a rubric that I have developed and that I have annexed in the part below, exactly in the on the page number 2. No, excuse me, on the page number 4. This is the evaluation rubric, and the idea is that the student must follow all the guide according to the resources, develop the activity, and following up with the evaluation rubric format in order to be considering some recommendations when they will be developing this activity. Yes. So this is the final speaking exam, and this is the instructions given for the students. That's because they didn't appear today, and that's all what we were going to do. But they are not here, and so I got recorded the transmission from today. I will send them in the personal email the suggestions and this explanation about the final speaking exam, and they have to give me that product in the next session, that is tomorrow. Yeah, so I have ended. I'm so sorry they didn't attend today. So one of them gave me an explanation that she has a stomach ache, but in this case I can't do anything. But with the other two, really I didn't know what did happen. So uh, I hope they be tomorrow here attending our transmission and developing this activity. So thanks.